What's good, everybody? We're back. We're doing it. And we are ready to go.
Cool. So, yeah, we do have a three-way party anyway. I don't know if we want to roll for who we start with. Because that's...
I believe we already did.
Option. You did roll.
Did we?
And you know what? We can use those rolls, I guess. That would mean we start with Esther. Because everybody else was like pretty much like below 10-ish.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Wait, I got 14.
Yeah. You're the second runner-up, so yeah, we can use that as a kind of, you know, kind of a thing where we just order you Esther and then go to the temple and then see how well Sherwin gets on, I guess.
Great.
Gonna be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, let's start with Esther, who wanted to basically follow some like cloaked people that seem to go somewhere south a little bit in order to, you know, figure out where they go, where they gather, and also maybe figure out where there's dragons, or you know, where they keep their dragons that they seem to be raising in the city somewhere.
Yeah, like the Black Cloaks. I just wanted to know like where they're stationed at.
Yes.
Because like it'd be easy for him to reason that if they're wearing cloaks, they're probably on the same team. So
yes,
the red cloak guy is probably like the leader of these Black Cloak people. So if I could figure out where they stay at, then I can find them whenever I need to.
Yes. That would be the first thing you do probably, because it's the easiest anyway.
Yeah, and I have to walk around to ask questions anyways about the dragons. So I send Pseudo Squigs to fly around to see if he can find if he can ask a dragon that's like not being like bothered, like where they feed dragons, where they raise them and stuff like that. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep Squigs with me for now.
Okay.
He's gonna just my shoulder and walk. So it's just me, Pseudo Squigs on one shoulder, Squigs walking next to me, and Balmead sitting on Balmead.
Yeah. Okay.
Little B. Trying to follow these guys, asking questions about where they raise dragons at, and where they take care. Yeah, I'm looking at the picture. And I'm not as sneaky as I was envisioning myself. But so yeah, we'll see how that fucking plays out.
Yeah, we will indeed. So, you kind of, you know, saw some of them go roughly towards the harbor area, towards the water, and they aren't exactly that hard to follow. You do actually gain some attention with just, you know, all the dragon-shaped things you're walking around with. But it's mostly from, there's like some children just kind of pointing and seemingly maybe laughing, like, and like being very not intimidated at all by the dragons, but kind of just there's one that just comes up and asks if she can, like, you know, pet any of the dragons, pretty much, like, just, can I pet them?
Can I pet your dragon?
Up to you to say yes or no, of course. Might pet them anyway.
Just a kid?
Just a kid. As you're following some black-cloaked, you know, guys that seem to be talking and, like, quite... They don't seem to care much. Like, they're not trying to not be followed or anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of divert a little bit And then I'd be like, oh yeah, little lady, you can go ahead and pet him. And then I'd be like, Squigs, make sure you don't lick anything. And then I would,
Good call.
I would touch pseudo Squigs. I would touch pseudo Squigs and then point at those guys, and then do the fingers to my lips thing while I was distracted with Squigs. And then he'll take off and follow the foot guys.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's like as soon as you allow it, the one brave kid that asked, there's like two more, a boy and another girl, just kind of coming around the corner. You're getting into an area with, more normally sized houses mostly, and there's like one housing block, and they seem to have just been waiting, like around the corner, and just as soon as they see that you allowed, or that at least she's petting the dragon, they kind of run up and just assume that they get to do the same.
Good, Vulcan's here.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Can you roll for Squigs, please? Just a perception check, just a general seeing what he sees and stuff. But you don't it does definitely not look like those black cloaked people are trying to be sneaky at all at this time. You do, however, see you pass one that is rolling a barrel into a house, but it's a black cloaked person that seems to be,
a 7.
Working.
Seven's not good.
7. Okay. He there's a lot of distraction around him in general, but it's like he still can follow the not trying to hide people that are there, but he gets a little bit distracted. There's a little kind of a market stand, like an improvised one. It's just a setup thing, where there's it looks like a wine tasting thing or something. Like they have very ordinary little clay cups sitting on there, and there's a quite big amphora behind them, and then there's lots of little jugs and amphoras that kind of surround that, and there's 2 more of those people talking that don't they don't have black cloaks as such, but they are dressed in mostly black. So for a second he doesn't know whom to follow, kind of like they kind of look like they might be the same uniform, but he then decides to follow the others. One of them just goes into one of the houses eventually, and the other one he follows a little bit further down the street.
Basically, I'm kind of pivoting and just letting him follow those guys around, and then I'm gonna start asking people about the dragons. I'm gonna start with the kids.
Okay.
Obviously, hey.
What do you ask the kids?
So,
why?
You guys seem to really like dragons. I love dragons too.
Why do we always talk to the kids?
And this one right here, this is Lil B. He found me here in a second.
They just kind of reflectively just pet the dragons while looking at you.
And then be like, see, you're the Dragonlords. And me and my friends are hoping to find some way to help Little B here get big and how he's supposed to be. Do you know where anyone that helps raise the dragons around here is? Or if maybe you know where the dragons sleep at night or something like that?
There's some stables. There's one, the boy just kind of pipes up. I think they have their stables, and they do feed them there But I don't know. There's the one, the bigger silver one. I think he sleeps at the palace.
You said there's a real big one.
Oh, they're all very
At the
big.
palace?
Yeah. He's
One.
yeah.
So they're like, how big in comparison to Little B?
He just kind of stretches out his arms. So big.
So big.
In comparison to, like, you know, they're all they're like 5-6 years old, probably, just kind of standing there. And I mean, to them, even your quite small dragon is kind of big. But one of the girls seems to just like look at your collection of dragons pretty much. I think he's bigger. I think he's bigger, but I've not seen him very. This is closer than I've seen him, so maybe he's also this size, and just kind of points to Little B. He's bigger than these, and just points to the others.
He kind of nods his head. He goes, and you said that was up at the main palace, up there with the king and the goddess.
Yeah, where the mountains, and they're up. Yeah. They sometimes have a parade, and then the king rides this dragon, and it's very cool, and it's very silvery and very shiny.
I love this
The
kid.
king's dragon is silver, is it?
Yeah.
Well,
And shiny.
you guys have been a big help. And so you guys want to give them the last couple of little scratches before I got to take them on out of here?
They just really go for it, and kind of squabble a little bit over who gets to pet the biggest dragon, but then they kind of, have their little ranks and just like pretty much go around.
Like, all right, back on up. All right, Little B. Let's go
Okay.
have a chat with some of the more higher. Let's go back to the temple. And tell them what we found out about the dragons and being sized, because the king said he didn't know nothing about the demons being small. So his dragon is bigger than everyone else's. I don't think that is. I think that's kind of by design.
Okay. So you go kind of from, around roughly like this area here, like going by those few houses there, and just checking out stuff, and walking around a little bit in those quarters. You do, on your way back, get to make one more perception check.
Cool. This one's for me this time.
Yep, that's just you.
I kind of want to investigate more of the richer area where they might know something.
Okay.
Fuck,
8.
dude. Did I get advantage of anything to be surrounded by these
No,
dragons?
that's just kind of, that is just a straight perception.
A 4?
It's not going to be the end of the world.
A 4, dude.
You,
I just haven't rolled it to the fucking 10 all night.
yeah. Well, there's still time to do so. You do come, like, as you go back, there is, like a little bit of, you just hear some noise in like it's pretty much, well, I'll just ping it on the map, I guess. Like, it comes from about there. You just hear some like angry noises and stuff. You can either kind of just follow the little like wagon road up to the like temple district, or go closer, or maybe like look from above if you want to, and like go up this trail and then see. But otherwise, you just kind of hear, you know, angry noises, people shouting angrily.
I think it's probably time for me to go back to my roots a little bit more. I'm gonna be like, Little B, go to the temple, tell Soren something came up.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He would probably just kind of fly there.
Yeah, he'll fly there. That was my intent. I want him to be down here. Pops off.
Just takes off and flies to the temple. Looks like, you know, looks like the right direction. He's not stupid in himself, some kind. 18 is pretty good. Just kind of, you know, blend in with the crowd and just sneak to the side. And are pretty sure that people don't pay attention to you at all. There's a few people on the street, but
the dragon.
Yeah, but like honestly, people in general don't seem to be all that amazed about it in the city. It's maybe a mixture.
No,
you feel like, you know, got rid of the biggest one.
Squigs.
Yeah.
Well, way easier behind the crowd.
Yep. And you kind of, you know, you're pretty good at just blending in and stuff, but here it seems to be comparatively easy to do. So yeah, if you want to, you can just kind of walk there's like little alleys everywhere that you can just kind of walk down to figure out where the noise is coming from. It's easy to follow. It's quite easy to like hear where it is. Like worst case would be you go around the house the wrong way and have to go a little bit longer. And as you kind of get there, you just see like a crowd of angry people, all kind of like with their backs towards you, and like throwing, apparently like from the smell of it, probably rotten fruit at something or someone. And there's just a little mob, kind of.
Is there other people watching what's going on?
Just kind of looking around, and it looks like there seemed to be like a guard or two, but more or less just kind of standing by.
Is there any way for me to make out what's going on in the middle of it without either going into the middle of it or flying above it?
You're surrounded by all kinds of houses. You could probably try to just kind of climb a little bit and see from above if you wanted to, that way.
I just go up a wall. I was like, oh yeah, I'm the cat right now.
Because, other than that, I don't, because, I mean, most of the people here tend to be, you know, taller than you, so it's gonna be hard to otherwise see. Just make, let's just do an acrobatics check to see, like in combination with your stealth, how well it goes. And you already rolled, you know, an 18 for stealth, so 12. That's pretty good. So, you just kind of go back a little bit and then just climb up the house that's pretty close. And do get a quite good view. There is
a little glitch there.
Fettered woman that they are throwing fruit at and, you know, yelling at. Just saying things like, shame on you for besmirching the king, and you'll know to not ever say anything like that again and stuff. And you see her just kind of, I mean, it's not like they're hurting her in itself. It's just like she's pretty much just not having a great day because she's getting, you know, fruit in her face a lot.
I know I'm not there, but did you say a feathered woman?
Fettered.
Fettered. Okay.
Yes.
Like a little Eric Cocker. Well, just fly away, bro. Just fly away. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that would be good. No, it's you know, she's not very old or anything when she's, you know, looks maybe around like close-ish to 60 maybe from the looks of it. Just standing there a little bit defiantly and also, you know, unhappy. Not being in danger, but
I would kind of try to, let's see here. How far away am I from there? Just that rooftop.
well, from the first few people in that crowd, you're maybe like 20 feet away now. You know, straight line down. From her, it would be more like 60-ish.
You said she's not being hurt?
No, she's
just humiliated?
Definitely, yeah, being humiliated, and she's not having a good time, but she, yeah, it's not like she's in danger of, you know, it's fruit. There's nothing hard involved.
She's the head and arms thing going on, or is she just shackled?
No, she's actually kind of like being, it's more like the arms and the feet, like hands and feet, are tied into a kind of a contraption that is not like the head and arms thing, but instead just kind of holding her down in a standing upright position. So she can't leave.
Arrow trap.
Yeah.
Assuming so, yeah.
So I want to go around the back. From looking at the rooftops, what is like a good vantage point? But before I do anything stupid, I'm actually going to like go back down and walk up to a guard and be like, do not tell Squigs to stay on the roof.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk up to a guard and be like, oh, what'd she do there? The lady in the middle.
Oh, well, she had her. She thought it was a good idea to talk not very nicely about our king in front of a lot of people. She publicly accused him of being and he just kind of like actually looks down on, like, it looks like he noted stuff. Well, being a coward apparently. And like he also said, like, it's something about her, well, Valos being not worth him, something along these lines. Yes, but she's getting her deserved repercussions for this, and he just kind of, you know, looks at the crowd.
So you're saying she said the kid pussy and Valos is way out of his league. That's basically what I'm hearing?
Pretty much. That's pretty much what you kind of gather from his description that tries to be a little bit more discreet than that.
I'd like whistle up the Squigs and then just like walk through the crowd. Excuse me, kicking people in the shins and shit. Get out of my way.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they tend to be a bit annoyed. Like, they think at first that you're a very, very, you know, badly behaved kid. But you do get to the front.
I get to the front. I walk right up to her. Quick motion, cut her hands and feet free and activate thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And then we are the Dragonlords returned, the true Dragonlords chosen by prophecy. This woman is now in our protection. Stand against us if you dare. And then I just say, come with me. And I start to walk away.
Okay. Okay, can you please roll a persuasion check to see, how persuasive you are tonight?
He's good at these.
Yeah, I mean, Esther seems to be one of the more high-rolling characters. 11, but more than 10.
More than 10.
You rolled a 10, yeah.
Rolled a 10.
Yes, but it's 11. You seem to kind of, just by pure, being very confident as you say that, there's maybe half of the people kind of really actually pausing, and very few of them pausing and seemingly being impressed by what you just said, and really they look like they stopped. The others just keep pelting you and the woman with fruit now, and a few of them seem to be laughing at you.
Oh shit, wrong.
It was not a very high check, but it was higher than...
I pull out the javelin of lightning, tap it on the ground and ignite it so the whole thing lights up, and be like, you guys want to fucking throw things?
That'll another persuasion check. Or make it intimidation, actually. You can kind of decide how you want to, but intimidation.
Definitely intimidation.
Correct.
I really hope he rolls high or somebody's going to get killed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Kitty cat with a light stick.
But the thing is that this was earning you kind of advantage on this persuasion, now intimidation thing.
No.
I would... the 11 would stand, kind of. But this is not going to be good. There's a few people that just
they bust out the watermelons.
They just laugh at you, laugh in your face. Just kind of they do see the spear, of course, but just kind of don't seem to believe that this is any more than some kind of, weird trick that you're doing, like a street magician kind of thing. They don't think that any of this is real. So
is it?
Laugh in your face and
is it real?
Loud, old grapes. One of them has a little jug with looks like old smushed up grapes and stuff. Just throwing it right in your face. Even with you holding the spear.
How many of them can I get in a line?
Well, in a line, this is a little mob of people in front of this. Probably about it's 10-ish people deep, so 10, 11. It's a little crowd.
Bruh.
Of citizens.
Really
normal people.
You really use a bard right about meow.
This is not my purview of a place to be. I should have just done what I normally do. From the shadows.
I thought you were going to say shoot them all.
So...
There's also... You do know there's at least 3 guards. Standing around now being slightly at attention to,
There's also, if you're looking for a selfish reason, you kind of need this city until you get access to the dragons.
Yeah, that's like legitimately. That's the only thing that I'm worried about right now. Is like I can't kill these people and still get everything I need. Them yet. So he just like sticks the javelin back on his back. Grabs the guy that threw the grapes in his face. Pulls him heavily down towards him because I probably am much stronger than he is.
Yeah, it's very, very likely. It might be a supposed strength depending on what you do now.
Like, I'm just going to grab his wrist and then start pulling him down because I'm only 2.5 feet tall until his face is right next to my face. So until I like wormed him all the way down on the ground slowly. And then I say, you need to get the fuck out of my way before I kill every single one of you motherfuckers. You understand me?
Okay, this is turning personal. They are very much normal people, it seems. And it's like there's a few guys around this, and also like it's women and men and some like youngish people that aren't quite children anymore. There's this like quite young man that you pull down, and
you have to understand how hard it is for me to not murder you guys right now.
It does give him pause. He definitely is impressed. There's a few other people around him though that seem to find this very entertaining. Like they do stop throwing stuff at you because now you're being very, entertaining that way. And it's almost like they're trying to like make a little circle. It's like, in case you want to make this a fight or anything like that, like fist fight. They don't think you're, But the person himself, he seems impressed.
Is there any of them holding fruit in their hands still?
Oh yeah, there's lots of people.
I want to shoot fruit out of people's hands.
Oh, okay. Okay. The like smushed up.
It's still in my way, right? They're not letting me leave?
Well, they're not actively trying to stop you. They're just kind of in your way. As in, you could probably try to push through and see how that goes. You don't know. They're not jumping at you or anything.
Be the bigger cat, Esther.
I want to bring this chick up here and talk to her. That's the whole point of this thing.
Yeah.
Get her
she's standing there being very, very confused by all of this. Like, she's just looking around and you're paying attention to her too. She's kind of trying to, like, not exactly sneak out, but, just back out a bit. Like, she's going backwards and kind of towards one of the alleyways. Well, slowly.
Little B could carry me. Is Little B big enough to carry you and the girl? Just jump on the dragon and head out.
Little B's on the way to the temple.
Oh, that's right.
He only has the small dragons with him.
Yeah, so really I would say...
You go, Spigs. Go get a rookie.
Cut them bindings and run.
Flying Spigs is off with...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just not going to shoot at anybody. I'm just going to, I will have my bow, handy. I always keep it where I draw quickly. But I'm going to say, you guys are worse listeners than your fucking king is. And then just walk off with her.
Okay. Yeah, they will, they will play it safe in as much as it doesn't seem to be worth any more trouble.
Wise. And
you do, the people that are, watching this do also kind of look towards the, those soldiers that are standing there. And those seem to at least halfway think that they might have had some, they've heard something about a small cat person in the city that is kind of like apparently a guest of the king or something like that. So yeah, I'll say that you do get to leave with her. Not in the best way, like, you know, some people still just grinning at you in a way that you don't like.
As I'm walking away, I don't know why I'm always the one that has to fucking talk to people. I'm shitty at making first impressions. Yeah, that is fair. I make the worst first impressions.
But you're doing
you fine. Get out of the situation and you did not kill anyone, so that is good.
Surprise! All right. I've killed at least 4 people there.
Something. Yeah.
But I go over and I was just like, man, I just wanted to kill them all. This is the reason I normally rooftops, but you look like you needed a little bit of help. And you don't like the king either, so cool. What's his deal?
Okay, as you're walking, kind of, you know, probably just like going up the ramp and towards the temple, she just goes, oh, well, I'm pretty sure that this whole thing went wrong somewhere, and he probably is a persuasive person and all, but I don't think he ever earned a queen like Valos at his side. I also think that his this whole thing with the dragon and you know, convincing people that because he's riding the biggest dragon does him any good, I think that's just throwing sand in people's eyes. I don't think it's... People just pay too much attention to all these little distractions all the time. And I thought that I could educate people a little bit, but it turns out it was a bad idea in at least in that instance.
So, what might you say that they're being distracted from?
Well, I don't know. I just think it's maybe, you know, sometimes people that have their shortcomings, they tend to draw attention to other things that they either are good at or that other things that are more interesting, just to make it easier to not show their weak sides. And I think as much as it is technically correct that he is our king, and that is not the thing I was disputing here, I do think that he is not of the strongest character.
Well, with that, I can fully agree with you. He's seems to be run by some sort of council of cloaked figures who worship a titan, while he is the one that's supposed to be married to a guy. So that just seems like a lot of dueling responsibilities. Now, so if you knew about where I came from, you would know that you don't date a god and fuck a titan. You know what I'm saying?
She's just kind of, you know, there's a certain kind of look of, well, that is a way to, I guess, phrase it. Yes, I would think that in a lot of ways, being a charismatic figure just gives you a certain advantages. I would not go as far as to say that he is being led by any of the cults in the city. There's a lot of them. All of these cults seem to have their own little agenda at times, but right now I think they're all concentrating on, you know, the imminent problems. I'm sure he's got his good intentions as well, but I am not very sure that intentions are what is going to help us right now. So, yes.
He's a damn coward.
Well, at least he's not the king that... He does not seem to be all that certain of what he wants to do, and I think it might be because he's scared of whatever is going to happen. Yes, he seems very timid at times, at least to anyone that can see correctly and see beyond the dragon. And, you know, she seems to be quite angry about this. This is about the time when you go to, like, get to the place where you start, like, where you landed with the dragons when you came in, so, like, in the circle area. And right across the temple, so, like, you're right there.
So we made it away from everybody else now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now I'd be like, all right, so on to the more important dragons. So you say he has a much bigger dragon. It occurs to me that earlier he said he doesn't know why most of the dragons are small. Then his wife said it appears to be something to do with how they're raised and how they grow up. Do you know anything about where dragons are raised at here?
I'm not privy to these things directly. As far as I know, they appeared about 20 years ago in the king's possession. I can only tell you that there's quite a few of them. They aren't that dissimilar in size, really, but Icarus is the one that is most glamorous in his, well, I guess that is quite, you know, by design and by just making him look the most shiny. And he also does not have to do anything other than most of his other brethren. Just hangs around all day and gets fed the best mutton they can find. And yeah, he is a little bit bigger, but it's not by a lot. Well, as far as I know, yeah, most of the other dragons are have some kind of a, you know, their place with the guards in the city. So they have, well, stables. Yeah, they're called stables. They're like dragon rooms, I guess. They just build quite big roofed structures with one room and nothing else, and feed them there and give them a little bit of a hoard that they just throw in there like hay. And that's where they tend to live. And as far as I know, Icarus is living in the palace in pretty much the same way, just everything scaled up a bit. I don't think they have that much of a difference, really, to be honest. It's just probably the one that the king found prettiest, so that's the one he went with. I assume. I don't really know.
I'm just imagining government-sanctioned Dragonlords like, hey, here's your hoard. Bring in the next dragon, and here's your hoard. And nope, you can't. Nope, that's too much hoard for you. Yeah, little dragon.
I mean, you gotta do something with the taxes, right? So there you go.
And so, you've not heard of the person with the place where the new dragons come from?
No, they just appeared.
Have you ever seen one like him? That I played down the streets.
She looks at him and just goes, no, well, I did not see them at this size, if that is what you're referring to. They all are more metallic colored as well, so neither his color nor his size really matches what I've ever seen with those dragons. They're more they look quite mature to me. Yeah.
So they don't have gem. And you haven't seen any that are just like pink or purple or anything like that? Just trying to get. I'm trying to kind of get a feel for dragon breeds they have access to.
Yeah, it does sound very much like it's metallic dragons.
Okay. So the coppers, and then he has a silver. So, and they don't, and she doesn't know where they're raised at.
No.
Yeah. So now we're out by the.
You're pretty much in front of the temple, so you.
So I
can,
see Soren again by now.
Depending a little bit, if they're still Soren said he would go outside, so I think you would see him. I'm not sure where Solomon would be.
I'll be like, hey Soren, come here a second. And I'll probably see Little Beats if he's probably there.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're back.
Yeah. So this lady was getting fruit shit thrown her. Can you clean us off, please? I tried to talk to people.
They do smell a little bit like, fermented and like rotten fruit. Both.
I'll prestidigitate both of them clean, and then with my last 2 castings, I'll make like a scent of lavender under both their noses to clear up their smell.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, I never caught your name.
I'm Elena. Nice to meet you.
Elena, my name is.
Do I have to thank for? Oh, yes. Nice to meet you.
This here is Twigs. This is Soren, and I would assume I called the little bee when I showed up. I'd assume he's walking out. We're like, and this is little bee.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'll timidly put out a hand.
Yeah, she just grabs your hand, shakes it. Seems to be generally a quite confident woman.
Should we know you? Who are you? Where are you from?
Oh, I'm just one of the many philosophers. I tend to usually study a little bit at the college.
You study at the college?
Well, yes, we tend to. I mean, I'm not sure how much this will matter. Depends on how things play out the next few weeks and months, I guess. But it used to be a quite good thing to have a few people just find out what really matters in life, and also what you could do better. And especially with a big city, we have found that a little bit of philosophy and a little bit of erudition and a little bit of learning actually can also help keep the city healthy, and we do all the reading that other people don't bother to do.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% understand where you come from. I too embrace that philosophy.
Yeah.
I'm already got the book out. I'm like flipping through. See, I like to document different animals that I find. I'm quite far traveled. Here, if you look right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
The recent specimen that I discovered.
Good little discussion.
As I'm walking away, I'll be like, remember, we're trying to figure out where the dragons are being raised at. So
all right.
Oh, dragons. That's on page 34. Hold on.
Yeah. Perfect. So what did you two do in the temple while, Esther was busy trying to not murder a few people?
I mean, if they come in, right now, they'll just see a shield and then a head poke out, and I'll be like, oh, hey there, and then I'll stand up and pick up the shield, and then you'll see the queen right behind. I'm pretty much holding the shield in the door and her. But yeah, while we were there, I wanted to check the skies, see if I could see any storms coming or off.
Yeah. Just make it's gonna be a very easy perception check.
Oh, I don't like that.
You're looking at something that.
Did you say easy?
Oh,
easy.
Oh no.
Yes.
As in DC.
Yes.
Well, see, you gotta go outside.
Okay.
Why do you keep looking at the ceiling?
Inside. There's no real weather to be discerned. It's very pretty inside. I can.
I'm literally looking at the ceiling. Yeah, and I'll occasionally stick my hand out the door and not feel any rain and be like, we're in the clear, Soren. Go all right.
We're in the clear for what? Leaky roofs?
And then I just hold a finger up to my mouth.
Perfect. Yeah, so you...
That was such a solid strat. I'm so pissed about that.
Dude, the dice hate you when you get too serious.
Yeah, if I actually do something smart, it's like, no.
Yeah, what you should have done is you gotta go outside and stick your naked ass in the air, and you would have instantly known it was like gonna rain in 4 hours.
Yeah, probably. So it's as you look up at the ceiling of the temple, it is nice. It has intricate carvings of mostly, dragon shapes, and the ceiling is actually, as you now discover, looking up, kind of decorated with kind of wind gusts in form of just shaped wind gusts on the ceiling with dragons kind of riding the clouds and winds, circling around. So it's pretty. Well, that's what you get.
Oh, is it clear?
Yeah.
Well, I will say that to Soren though. I don't know what he thinks from that.
It's are you talking about the weather?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm still dry. I just stuck my hand out
outside. Did I notice that any?
Oh, this is before Esther returned.
Yeah, you would still have heard being outside. You would have heard.
Maybe that's why I'm outside whenever they show up. I'm looking.
Yeah, you would have heard a distant rumble, and there is definitely from the direction of the sea. There is kind of clouds from the south. Yeah.
Hey, Solomon.
There's clouds coming in.
Oh yeah.
Hey, remember that time we went to those tombs?
Yep.
Yeah, and then after we did some stuff, there was a bunch of storms.
Yep.
Well, it kind of sounds like that might be coming from.
Hold on. Hey, bud. Hey, Soren.
Yeah.
What's a tomb?
It's where we stayed in that big pyramid thing that had the dragons on the walls.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember any of it.
I had to stay inside and lock the door because there was all those storms outside, and it was really scary with a lot of lightning.
Yeah,
right after the fight. Yeah, kind of right now, but instead of being this small place, it was a really big place.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, don't remember. I put the password on the door that said "Silent sucks," and you said it a bunch of times.
Oh, that's funny. Silent sucks.
Nothing.
What?
Oh, anyway, okay. I'm gonna go outside, and I got a spell I gotta put on the door.
It's where you made your first contact, and we made the flag.
And while you're outside, I'm gonna talk to the queen. I'll be like, so,
yeah,
how was breakfast?
What's the tea?
What did you eat for breakfast?
She looks a little bit funny at you. There's also I guess Soren would realize that the queen actually looks like where Solomon's head really is, not where he seems to be to most people. She seems to see through the illusion of him being, not quite as tall. And she just thinks for a second about how she should react to this, and then she just goes, well, I had a very lovely little breakfast this morning, but
By the way, are there pews in this temple?
No, there's not really that. There is a kind of a central kind of it's a mix of a statue and then some scenery around. So it's really a pretty big diorama kind of thing.
It's pretty bare in there because I guess while she's talking to me, I'm literally trying to like barricade the windows and like I'm trying, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like defensively, like I'm asking her like, "What'd you have for breakfast?" And while she's talking to me, I'm like, and I'm just like stacking shit against the windows.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to like get this place prepped for like trying to fortify this thing.
There are some like there's no pews as such. It's more like quite small benches that are probably designed for maybe 2 people. Like 2 people comfortably can sit on them and still keep some distance to each other. Those benches work, I guess, for a barricade. Other than that, there's a lot of pottery in there, and like like very nicely shaped vases and amphoras and that kind of thing. Some of it seems to be receptacles for little offerings. If people, want to like put a coin down or something like that, there's some bowls around that are definitely set up. They are standing on stands if you want to use something that's,
I'll even
metal
put
bars.
I'll even put them like, in a very Solomon fashion, I'll put them in places so like I think if they broke through a window, they would knock this over and I'd hear them coming. Like it's very childish. Yeah. It's stupid.
That will work.
But like I'm just trying to fortify and like with whatever we got. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, so I'm not gonna like mess with anything. That's gonna mess stuff up. But like, and I'm listening just enough to her reply. Like, I keep asking her dumb fucking questions, listening just enough to her statements to go like, oh yeah, well that sounds nice. Oh,
got it. Well, she is not really actually like she totally figures out what you're doing pretty quickly. So
I'm sure.
she at like 2 sentences in pretty much just switches to telling you, like, not even answering to any of what you said, but instead just going towards Soren for a little bit about this difficulty with Kyra being possibly not as available and all these things.
You don't think Kyra will come?
Well, I don't know. We will have to figure out how these potentially conflicting oaths work. That might be a little bit of a challenge.
My bad.
But yeah, we can.
What if instead of directly? What if the miracle, instead of working directly against the gods, was to just be a miracle of perfect weather for the city?
Well, that is what I would be counting on, because we cannot go against the Titans as of right now, not as far as I'm aware of. There's no loophole I have discovered, but I must say that I'm always a little bit... I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any loophole that the Titans might have found. And I don't think they would outsmart us directly. I just like to be very safe in my assumptions. So I kind of don't want to risk it. But I don't think they really found a way to go directly against us before the time's up. I would hope so. You do see, like, there's some doubt, like, just, the creeping, not 100% sure kind of face kind of comes up a bit. It's like,
that's very nice. What did you have for lunch? It's still just,
just like looking over to him. Do you need any help? I can possibly get you some more material. Well, there's more material outside, actually. Most of this temple is completely, like, it's mostly pottery or stoneware and those wooden benches. And then the rest is stonework. Like,
no, don't trouble yourself. And as I'm doing that, I'm like trying to like a pot up in front of a window and it falls and knocks down and breaks. And I look at her. There's like a moment of silence. I go, so what's outside? And I'll just like run outside and start grabbing shit that I see. And I'm sorry, but while I'm outside, can I look around to see if I see anybody sneaking around? Any sneaky snakes?
Oh, sure. Make a perception check.
Well, this was great last time.
I'll finish up casting Arcane Lock on the door. Oh, hey.
There you go. You don't really.
Oh, I have advantage on perception checks. Shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can totally roll again, I think.
Fuck.
I mean, 17 is pretty solid. So you try to both collect stuff, and there's actually some more like of these like bigger benches, but still wooden benches that you can actually move. A few like right next to the door, like to the temple, to the left and right of the doors. There's also stone benches, but they actually have a little stack, as you now discover, of apparently building work. Like there's bricks, big bricks, marble, like cubes almost. They're pretty regular shaped that you can totally carry inside because you're strong enough to carry those things. They're easy enough to carry for a person. They're heavy, but I'm
going to finish out this entire interaction by just me running out, grabbing shit, and going back in and just trying to fortify this thing as best as I can.
Okay.
And I just want to say to any watchers by, I look like a psycho because it's just a kid running out, grabbing stuff.
Grabbing stones and carrying them inside. And as you do so, you hear from the roof of the temple, there's like singing coming from there. And you see a bunch of satyrs just kind of looking over the, like, just poking their heads pretty much over the roof enough to like see you and look down at you. They seem to be like composing a kind of song about you, it seems. Like, they're just... Yeah.
Is it nice? But, like, are they saying nice things?
You hear, like, it starts pretty nicely. It's like, big and strong and oh so young, shield as tall as he's long, even tries to babble and talk, and has even started to walk. And you kind of feel like...
Pretty good, nice.
It's starting to be a little bit weird, and then as it kind of goes on, it's just like, what a sight! All satyrs rejoice! For the biggest baby, we raise our voice! And you just hear cackling and giggling, and there's a whole group of them, and it is not meant to be nice.
Okay,
I'm not sure how much you would know.
I'm gonna say I'm cool with it. I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I'm just like, they're cheering me on. And I'll like wave at them while like running with bricks and stuff. Be like, you keep
coming out, and they just, whenever you come, you just hear like laughing and cackling from the roof. And
can I give you bardic inspiration for that? That was good. That was pretty solid. You just freestyled and fucking satire.
It was one of those like, that's what you rolled for in your case, so
that's fine. So I'm gonna retire to Soren to whatever he wants to do with the rest of this time. It's just I wanted to plug in.
Soren, you definitely hear that those like little goat people from the roof don't actually, like, they probably don't mean it in a nice way, but it seems to help with the task at hand in a way.
I'll definitely do that thing where you're like a parent that's kind of worried for a second, like, oh no, and then I'll see him dancing and waving, and I'll be like, oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, never mind. And
it looks definitely like they're trying to make fun of him because he's a big baby, and it does not seem to register with Solomon. Yeah. But
it'll be the oh no, my baby's in trouble. Oh no, never mind. He's fine. He's just he doesn't get it. He's playing. It's fine.
Yeah. As you kind of look and you just think, oh, it's fine. One of those satyrs kind of looks like a like seems to look at something else behind you, which is just kind of across the courtyard, and you feel something hard smack you in like between your shoulder blades.
Ow!
And you just hear very much a bleating laugh, and there's a little goatling just running by pretty quickly, and you now like just behind some columns you see some others also laughing.
These fuckers again?
And you just hear, "Keep it changed, little starling," and he just runs off.
I'll look at.
You can try to do something, but he just runs off.
Honestly, my first curiosity would be, what did he hit me with?
You want to look?
Yeah, I'll look.
Was it an acorn?
No, it wasn't. It would have been nice. No, there's a copper coin lying, behind you.
Oh.
It's money.
Soren's been made fun of so many times. He doesn't care. He picks up the copper. Oh, cool.
Perfect. Lucky penny.
I'll find a penny, pick it up.
Nothing bad happened. Yep, yeah. Pick up the copper, blow on it, dust it off, put it in my purse, and I don't even break I don't even think it affects my smile.
I feel like Soren's looking at the coin, and as he's doing that, I brushed past him, just like running really fast down the stairs, grab more shit, and just run back in.
Yeah.
I think I guess before they get here, if there's time, I would just talk to Valis and just try to pick her brain about she was alive during the time of the old Dragonlords. I would just try to get as much information about that as possible. You don't have to go on a complete little lore drop if you don't want to, but that's basically what I'd be going for, is just a first-hand account of what the order of operations there was. Was it the Dragonlords came first and then the gods came second? How did that work? Were they summoned into this world from another place? Were they here already but they couldn't interact? I would want to get more. I get this is Valis is the goddess of wisdom. If I'm going to get anybody to answer those questions, it'll be her.
Yes. Can you please make an insight check?
Not my forte. Let's see how it goes. No, it's great.
Okay.
She looks nice.
You're trying to kind of pick her brain about these things, and she does tell you that they were summoned into this world, and as far as the myth go, it was Mitros sacrificing herself in some way in order to make that happen.
Where were you summoned from? Do you have memories of a place before this?
This is always a very tricky question. Not really. We might have just come into being by...
Anything about a castle or a palace?
There have been quite a lot of castles in my lifetime, but that's because I tend to be here. Not that I know of, but it is an odd mist. There's like a haze. We didn't exactly grow up, as far as I'm aware. We arrived, and that's our first. That is what we know. There's not much more I can tell you, sadly. It's something of a mystery, and as much as I normally like to find out what really lies beyond the mystery, I cannot in this case tell you much. It's as much of a story for us as it is for pretty much anyone else in this world, it seems.
And you say that Mitros sacrificed herself, and that's what killed the other Titans, or is that what ended the war?
Well, that's one of the stories. Kyra likes to collect all these stories, so she did, tell us it to some of her gatherings, some of them. And as far as I'm aware, the story goes that, it was... She sacrificed herself not to really make us appear as much as get the Dragonlords into the world. But she saved this whole world from being just a subject of the Titans. There was a big war between us gods and the Titans, and that's our very first memory is of coming here to fight them.
Did the gods physically fight, or did you imbue the Dragonlords with power?
Well, it seems that might have been what Mitros did. Well, or she's just summoned them. I'm unsure.
So the gods were here first, and you summoned the Dragonlords?
Yes. Yeah.
At least okay.
That's the story. Is that?
Do you not remember?
Well, I do remember the first big war. I don't know what else really happened around there. We were all quite preoccupied with our own problems at the time. The arrival of the Dragonlords was really what swayed the fight, though. And did the Dragonlords come from somewhere else? Were they already? Did they grow up here? Were they born here?
From across the sea?
We don't know. They just came flying in from the sea.
Does anybody have any knowledge of what's across the sea?
Oh, well, we do know there's quite a lot of danger out there. We also know that the sea still is very much the Titans' territory now these days, so it's even more dangerous. There's a big maelstrom. There are many, many islands. Beyond that, I'm not actually sure. There hasn't been a lot of expeditions out there, and none that I would be aware of came back. None of those that tried to go any further.
Did anybody try to fly a dragon across? Or did they go by ship?
Well, they usually do take, well, there's ships just for, the usual reasons. There's some fishery going on normally. Now these fisher boats seem to stay in the harbor, though. No, they used to both use ships, and they also tried to fly. But a dragon in a storm isn't really all that helpful.
Interesting. Was the storm not here when the Dragonlords first came?
Oh, I think, as far as I understand, there has always been storms and challenging weather, and also very challenging seas around.
So somehow the Dragonlords were able to cross without.
Yes, and I think that was the big. I mean, some people call that a miracle. I don't really know if that is what technically happened.
And they had the power by themselves to kill Titans?
Well, they just were a tremendous help in fighting them, and they did tie up a lot of their forces. The story, it's a bit hard to tell, because at this point, as far as I'm aware, our big support in this was that the Titans' forces just got scattered by Dragonlords arriving and being fought on more than one side. We did try our best to go against all of these, but it didn't really quite work like that. So just having more support and quite, it was quite a good kind of help, really seemed to help. They also absolutely helped just raising some more support from the people. It was a morale boost as much as just raw power and strength.
Oh, interesting. So it was more about the Dragonlords handling the armies of the Titans rather than handling the Titans directly.
Yes, they just gave us a way to subdue them and to get to this oath of peace that is now sadly running out.
So after the Dragonlords cleared the forces of the Titans, did the gods force the Titans to negotiate, or did the Titans choose to negotiate?
Kyra would know a bit more about that. She collected those stories. I did more in the, I'm not, I've never been fond of hands-on fighting. My tasks were more of a intellectual kind of purview. I tried to educate some of our forces in what works against the Titans' forces, and I'm very. If you ever want to know anything about the northern races in this world, I can tell you a lot about the different kinds of Cyclops.
That'll be
all their weaknesses
invaluable.
And all their strengths.
Yeah, that would be invaluable. If we're going to have to fight the forces of the Titans, then anything you know on the enemy would be priceless.
That is, I can tell you quite a lot about that. But I did not do a lot of, as they say, fighting on the ground so much. I just stayed in the background and stuck to any knowledge I could find and collected anything we found out while fighting. And I tried to help that way, mostly. I did not exactly, punch all the Gigans out there myself.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to punch anything.
Yeah, she just kind of, there's a bit of a sheepish grin, but, it also does seem to be a difficult topic in a lot of ways.
And she seems to be pretty close with Mitros, and her friend died during that time, so I can kind of get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the information. If I can think of any other questions, I'll ask.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Just, you know where I am. And she just, also starts watching Solomon hauling in stones.
Are the gods on the way? Have you called them yet, or?
Well, are we sure that? I'll start with. Yes, I should start with. Let's try Vulcan first. I think he might take it the longest. And
tell him I said hi.
Okay, and she kind of, sits down at this diorama thing. There's no benches anymore. Those have been shoved to the side and towards the very nicely decorated windows around. So she just kind of sits on a step there and starts to concentrate. Yeah. She doesn't speak out loud or anything, but you guess that she's, summoning the others. Yeah. So should we go and maybe check on Sherwin, who is shuffling towards a little
Yes, please.
pool?
Absolutely.
I'm moving very, very fast.
Yeah, your arms might be. Yeah, you go towards, this little pond with some greenery around that you remember from when you came in. It's, a little bit of a walk. It probably takes you, let's say, like half an hour to get there. And on the way there's a few, there's people around. It's afternoon. There's just a kind of gray-robed, like a kind of official work seeming person that just comes directly at you and just goes, good afternoon. I am collecting for the Temple of the Five. Do you by any chance have any spare coin? It's just a, young man.
Well, sure I do. And I pull out just a couple gold and hand it to, let's say 5 gold, and put it in his hand.
As you kind of do that,
5
there's
gold.
yeah, there's a blue and black-ish robed soldier, probably, just kind of coming from behind this young acolyte and pushes him right to the ground and like.
Well, hey there, that's
steal the gold from you.
Well, that's for the people.
Make a dexterity save. Let's do a dex save for this.
That's an 11.
Okay, he just you pretty much got the same results. So let's say he just snatches 2 of the gold pieces, and just walking by, kind of.
Can I
to kick the guy on the ground?
Can I use Word of Radiance as I say stop?
Sure.
That's a con save of 15.
Con save. Let's just. I'll actually roll this just here.
Hell yeah, beat that bully's ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he does not make it.
Yay.
That's 2d6 points of damage.
2d6. How much is it?
This fucking bully's about to catch these paws.
5 points.
That's 5.
Okay. Yep.
Strong 5.
I mean.
Commerce got 4.
You totally you feel like you've surprised him by hurting him in a strange way.
Yeah, I don't have thaumaturgy or anything like that. I just speak truths.
Yes. And he's still he's got 2 gold pieces in his hands that he'd snatched out of yours, trying to kick the guy on the ground, which he did not manage because that's when you said pretty much told him to stop. And he tries to not make it look like he's running away, but he's kind of quickly walking away.
Can I use
high speed chases on?
Can I use command to tell him to stop?
If you want to try.
I got 3 first level spell slots before I'm out. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Just tell him to halt. That's a wisdom save of 15.
Wisdom. Okay. Let me see how that works. 15 wisdom. What's this? I'll just check it here. Yeah, no, he doesn't have any. I mean, he's got a little bit of a buffer, but no. So he stops in his tracks.
I would like to casually walk closer to him, take the 2 coins out of his hand, then tap him on the back and give him a cure wounds.
Okay.
Which is a +7, so I don't even need to roll. He's just fully healed.
Yeah.
And then
mind control again.
And then I say now you listen here, son. You leave these people of the church alone. You have a great rest of your day. I don't want to see you around here poking fun at nobody no more.
Okay.
And then I walk back and give it to the give it to the guy and help him up off the ground.
Okay. That acolyte is really impressed. Like, he's very wide-eyed, just looking at this whole thing from, like, he's stuck on the ground because he's just looking at this in awe. Well, as soon as he can, the other guy just walks away quite stiffly and like hardly containing whatever feelings he might currently have. But yeah, you do get to give 5 gold to this acolyte, and he stands there. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough.
Well, son, just by going out and spreading the good word, and I really like that temple that you're promoting there. I just left there myself.
Oh, yes, but I will be there tonight if you want to. We can. I would love to tell you some more about everything we do, and also. I mean, is there anything I can do for you?
I'm kind of alone right now, so if you wanted to just walk with me, that'd be fantastic.
Of course. He absolutely just sticks with you.
He's got another convert. Klaus 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah. You keep walking. Yeah.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the guy whose name I don't know?
I mean, the one thing was that acolyte was just kind of, spreading the word of someone too, in a way, because he's obviously from the Temple of the Five. So.
Yeah, that was a joke.
It's 2 missionaries both trying to convert each other.
Yeah, it's now 2 missionaries. I don't know, just. And not even trying to convince each other.
Just 2 missionaries assuming the missionary position. It's all good.
Side by side.
Whoa. Y'all are gonna have lots of fun by the lake.
Yeah, they're still shuffling towards the lake, though. Yeah, right.
They're both converted to Dionysus.
Okay. So yeah, you have this happens kind of halfway there, so it's another 15 to 20 minutes to get to the place. Yeah, it's a lake. It looks it's an artificial lake of some sort, and you do see there's a part of there's a building structure above it, and it's full with there's kind of deck chairs on there, and it looks like it's like a place that's meant to be for relaxing and
Do any of them recline?
Yes.
Perfect.
This is a bathhouse with, an outside pool kind of thing.
This is exactly where I belong.
You found a bathhouse. Yeah, it's if you go the the official entrance is right to that side there. You get in it's a very fancy place, and it costs a gold piece to get access, unless you want to do anything to not pay.
Sure, we ain't doing that.
Yeah. And you do get a very nice kind of bathrobe to, for just your time there.
Oh, a nice new blanket. Thank you so much.
That over. You're welcome. This acolyte just kind of looks a little bit doubtful, and is just kind of standing there. I'm supposed to, make my rounds, but then again, and he looks at the 5 gold pieces that you gave him. That's what I normally make in a day, though. And he like, there's this very, very uncomfortable moment where he's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend the, money on going to the bathhouse. So.
Oh no, there's no need. You come on. You're on my dime this time.
Okay. Yeah, if you pay for him, he gets a bathrobe as well, and you both enter the bathhouse. And yeah, I mean.
So what? Tell me about the what this money's in temple's going towards. Are you guys looking to get some new like comfy chairs or anything like that?
Well, there was some damage back at the roof.
Oh, this chair is very nice.
They are indeed, and it's pretty much like a deck that just goes over this little lake, which is obviously like you can't swim in that if you like. It's not the hottest water in the world, but on the inside of this bathhouse, you do have different heated kind of pools, quite small ones, but they're.
Better be careful in that one. I'm going to turn into some turtle soup. Oh, I'm funny. I'm funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I have never been in anything. This is really like he just puts his finger in one of them. This is really, really warm.
It's nice, isn't it?
But it's nice, yes. So, this is interesting. My usual work day.
Well, hey, it's not mine either.
It's kind of hard to believe with how much, like, you seem to really be in the money and everything.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't done anything to earn any money in quite a long time. I just kind of pick this up off. I've traveled a very long time. I've come from. There was this time where I was flying around on this ship, right? And then our ship crashed, and I ended up in this magnificent palace, and there was all these doors and portal thingies, and we went through them, and I met some really nice friends, and they're back over at the temple right now.
But I don't. Like your ship sank, and you went to.
Oh no, son. Oh no, we had ships unlike anything we've ever seen around this part. I'm not really sure how it worked, to be honest with you, but we flew through the sky. Hard to believe, I know. Hard to believe, I know.
That is amazing. I've never heard of anything like that. So you had a ship with wings?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I wasn't on the deck of the ship all too often. I kind of stayed on the below decks and made sure that the people were okay. Turns out the people were actually pirates, and they were doing some maybe not so good stuff. But I didn't know. So my friends tell me it's okay, even if I might have partaken in some not so just things.
I mean, I guess if you don't know about these things, then yes.
I was very ignorant of the whole ordeal.
That is a fantastic kind of story. So, well, you asked about the temple. They had a little bit of I think one of the storms just knocked part of the roof off a little bit.
A storm, you say?
Yes, they just need to mainly just make that area, both of water and wind tight again, and then as far as I understand, they want to try to reinforce just the building a little bit because.
Well, it is important to have a good, sturdy, strong structure. Yes, my first church that I built when I came to this world, it was made out of sand, and it didn't last very long.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is.
Well, it's okay. You know, it's all part of the trials and tribulations that we need to face before we can really see something great. You know.
Do you? Yes, I think. Yeah, I still have a lot to learn. You know, I joined the temple. Maybe it's not been almost 2 years.
Congratulations on deciding to join a just cause and making it so long. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, you see, my family isn't, as far as I don't know that much, but I think they also weren't quite on a very straight path most of the time.
Oh, that does happen with family sometimes.
Yeah, so I decided to go and just work at the temple instead of doing whatever they're doing.
You know, that reminds me of another story of a bit of redemption and you know, turning over a new leaf. See, I met this man named Klaus, right? And see, he was trying to sell me this medallion, but turns out the medallion was cursed. So you know what I did? I know. He was trying to sell to all of these people, and everybody was like, "Oh, we don't like this man, boo." And I said, well, you know what? Everybody deserves a second chance, and so I took it. I took that medallion right from him. And
what happened?
Well, what happened is, I mean, you're not going to believe this, but I got cursed.
Are you still cursed?
Again.
Well, see, no, because
anything I can do.
Well, no. See, I mean, so we went on a whirlwind adventure, and we took it all the way back to the place where it belonged. Me and Klaus did, and our friends that took us along the way. They actually, I could barely even walk. They pulled me most of the way there because I was so weak from this dreadful curse. And
sounds terrible.
But you know what, Klaus, he made the right decision, and right when we got back, he said, "I'll take that medallion back from you, even though I know it's cursed." And so I did. I gave it to him, and he took it back, and he put it right back where it belonged, and the curse was lifted. So now he's on the straight and narrow. He's on a path of enlightenment, and he's going to be the first disciple in the new church. Right now he's feeding the people right now. He's doing good. I'm so proud of him.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
So there's hope for your family. You know, they could turn it around too if they just decide to see the light. You know, that's all you got to do is just keep exposing them. You know, you keep exposing them, and eventually, you know, hopefully they'll see it. Not everybody's meant to, but
I try. I do try.
That's the hardest part. You know, sometimes speaking up. That's just the hardest part of it all. So you know, I already commend you for doing so well. That's why I gave you some. That's why I gave you that little bit of money there. I know it's not a lot, but you know, every little bit counts when you're trying to do what's right.
Like, as you say, it's not a lot. His eyes just kind of bulge. It's like, okay. Yeah, you know, spend some time in that, I guess you would probably like go from bath to bath, because some of them are quite warm and others are.
Oh yeah, we tested them all out.
Quite warm for a while. So you know, you go around, and yeah, there totally are reclining deck chairs as well. So whatever you want to do about that.
I think I would eventually like ask him about his family as I like sit back in a chair. Mm-hmm. And then like 2 sentences in, just
okay. Yeah, make a wisdom save.
oh yeah, here it is.
Also, as far as I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't cast.
No, nobody cast anything on me. I am young, wild, and free.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been doing these treatments in morning and night, so it's neither.
Yes, it's afternoon. 9 doesn't do it, sadly.
No, no, of course not.
Weird.
You do have a weird kind of like you fall asleep and you're very comfortable and warm and all that, and just kind of your eyes just pretty much shut by themselves, and you suddenly feel like it's like a cold breeze around you, or maybe like cold water. It's really weird. It's like you're just like just this feeling of having goosebumps, but you don't quite know if it's because you're really cold or because there's like a wind being weird, just hitting you in a way that makes you have little goosebumps, if you even can have those. You feel like
where's my blanket?
You're trying to hide.
Oh, where's my blanket? Where's my blanket?
And you do see like it's almost incorporeal in a weird way, just appearing in a like a mist around you. There's a big face. It's a female face. You have seen this face before. It's that woman again, but this time she doesn't look quite like a normal woman. There's 3 eyes. She's got one more eye in the center of her forehead, and it's like crazily just twitching around, like looking for you. Assume you.
Can I go in my shell?
Yeah, you can. You're not sure if you have if your body is there in a way. You feel like you're being hunted in your own mind. But yeah, you can totally, act as if you were and see if it does anything. You think you might be in your shell, but you can't be quite sure.
Excuse me, miss?
You're calling out to her?
I am.
Okay. The third eye, the middle one on the forehead, immediately just locks onto you. You just see the face go, well, there you are.
Okay. Can I help you? Is that
need to help me?
No?
I know where you are now.
Oh, well,
Touched? Everything just goes black around you, and you fall into a very restless kind of sleep, and you get woken up by your new companion, carefully trying to wake you by shaking you by the arm, and
oh, jeez.
Wake you up. I'm sorry. I didn't want to wake you, but you seemed like you had a nightmare.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I introduced myself. My name is Sherwin.
Very nice to meet you, Sherwin. I'm Timotheus. They call me Timo.
Well, Timo, it's very nice to meet you. I may have withheld a little bit of information from you when I was telling you these stories. Well, see, the thing is, I'm not necessarily cursed by that medallion anymore, but I'm haunted by by Sidon, I believe.
The eyes just grow pretty big. Oh no!
It's really not the best thing, you know. I don't want you to think any less of me.
No, I mean it's not your fault. You're being haunted by the Titan.
See, every time I fall asleep or take a little nappy poo, it seems like they're looking for me. And well, in order to keep you out of danger, I feel like I should let you know I believe that they have found me and know where I am.
Just there's like a look of both like shock, but also this like he's trying to think. Like you do see him. There's just he's thinking hard about what he could possibly do because you know.
Timo, may I ask a favor of you, please?
Yes, sure. Is there anything I can do?
Well, I think you got a good head on your shoulders, son. I really do, and I think that you want to do what's best for the people, and I see the light in you. And
thank you. What can I do?
I want to take the other 18 gold that I have.
Okay.
And I want to hand it to him.
Okay.
And
there's a look of shock at that.
I want to tell him to go to Astoria.
Okay.
And search out a man named Klaus.
Okay.
And tell him that Sherwin sent him.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be safe there. While something real bad's about to happen here, and I need you to go. I need you to get out of here and get back somewhere safe.
Okay. There's the money in like that. This is like a heavy bag of gold coins. It's quite a lot. He just goes like into shock for 2 seconds and then just kind of starts nodding quite furiously at pretty much all the instructions you give him, and he just repeats, Klaus. Yeah, I will find Klaus. Is there can you tell me where would I find that him? I can.
Well, he's going to be in the temple, and he's the one that's handing out the food. See, they've had a bit of a food shortage over there.
Yes.
And so he's monitoring the horn and making sure that all the people get fed. He's not going to be too difficult to find.
That is okay. Yes, I can do that. I'll leave like just right tonight. I can leave right now if you want me to.
If the time is right for you to get out, then I highly recommend it. A darkness is coming. A darkness is coming, okay. And it's coming soon.
You just impressed him very much. He will, like, you know, you've had quite a nice time in this bathhouse, and he's now kind of on this, like, he's very cleanly washed, and now his robes look a little bit grimy on him, but it's fine. He just kind of gets all his normal clothes back on, just gives this bathrobe back to the lady that kind of, watches the entrance. And
excuse me, madam, can I keep this?
I mean, you can buy it if you like it. It costs 5 silver pieces. If you want to keep it, that would be what they normally cost.
Well, that's fine then. I'm not trying to break the bank or nothing. I give her back the robe.
Okay. And she just she's also quite confused at this young acolyte just now kind of rushing out in a lot of really determined and not in a hurry maybe, but just
he's moving as fast as Sherwin thinks he moves.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
Just kind of briskly walking out with just this air of knowing exactly what he's about to do. Yeah. So he will get on his way probably pretty much right this evening. He finds a good way to get out of the city. He will.
Do I have any sort of gauge on how long I was asleep?
It's now kind of early evening-ish. You do definitely notice that the sun moved.
Okay.
But probably not all that long. Probably about, an hour and a half, maybe 2, somewhere in that range.
I just let out this real long sigh and, God, I'm so tired, and start walking back to the temple to let everybody know that I might have fucked up. Okay,
perfect. Yeah, so I guess that means you will meet, up at the temple again, all of you. And it's probably a good point to, stop for today and then just keep going next time with all of you just getting back together.
Guys, I think I said hi to Sidon.
Yeah, you might have.
And I think what Sherwin, we might still be talking with the lady up front. I don't know if anything else happened, but I did just want to get off really quick. I'd like to use Divine Sense on the woman that Esther brought back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Doesn't seem to really register as anything.
But not good or
she's
evil.
Not. Yeah, quite there's if anything, there's a quite neutral air around her. Yeah. This one seems to be more on the side of logic and knowledge than anything else.
Perfect.
She's a bit foreign to Solomon, I would think. She's very much like a university type, knowledge and holistic discussion and all that.
I guess, I might as well use it. Yeah, because it let the location of Celestial Fiend Undead within 60 feet. So would I see anything else?
Yeah. What you do notice is just a faint, a trace maybe of something just kind of sneaking away somewhere, because it's not you just get a glimpse of that might be undead. There's a split second, but as soon as it gets out of your, if it's full cover, you don't have any, you can't feel.
It was within
anything.
60 feet of us?
And it was for the shortest time, it was within 60 feet. But you cannot for the life of you tell. It was like very unexpected kind of flash.
Oh.
But just, yeah. Could have been the trick of the eye if it wasn't a sense that usually doesn't, play tricks on you.
Okay.
Then you pick up the scent of this sweet, celestial, angelic man.
So I was definitely like looking at the lady, like sniffing around her, and then just like perked up. Then
okay.
we can kind of stop there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's a little bit like to describe it in any way. It's a bit like you could imagine something like an undead squirrel or maybe like a mouse or something running over a path as you're kind of getting closer. So you see it for a split second, but it's gone in like the vegetation or anything quite quickly. It wasn't a big whatever it was, and it was very brief.
I mean,
so kind of
Soren's talking to a lady, I'm sniffing around her, nothing, and I perk up, and then I just go...
Pretty much. Which would be even better with you looking like a baby to pretty much everyone else.
And on that note, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're recording this session, so it's only going to be up on YouTube. So if you're watching it, you're a real one. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, all that. You guys have a great night, day, morning, whatever it is. Bye.